conversation then. It was only really because then it looked like Eubank was going to fight. We had the Vargas fight. It wasn't really mentioned again after I spoke to Tom Loeffler. So he said to me, I'll take that fight. That was his first thing that he said. And I said, well, and I hadn't told him at that point that it looked like the Eubank fight was dead. And then he said, well, it's fighting Eubank, isn't it? I said, look, they're not coming back to me. I'm setting a deadline with Tom Loeffler and they're not coming back. So he said, I will take that fight. So I said, look, let me speak to Tom Loeffler, blah, blah, blah. So I spoke to Tom Loeffler and he was like, yeah, but Eddie, everyone keeps saying they're going to fight Gennady Golovkin. We can't go through this same process that we went through with the Eubanks. It's been 3 or 4 weeks. And I feel for Tom Loeffler because he gets this all the time. He had long chats with Frank Warren about the Billy Joe Saunders fight. That didn't happen. He had long chats with us about the Chris Eubank fight, and then all of a sudden we're saying, look, sorry, this ain't going to happen either. He said, look, we can't afford to go another week or 2 weeks with Kell Brook saying he wants to fight and then not to sign, because we'll just take this fight in America on September 10th. And I said, just wait there. So a few hours later, spoke to Kell Brook again. He said, no, I'm telling you to take the fight. Everybody knows the model, pay-per-view model. That's not to be discussed. That's not even a case of talking to him about his deal. You agree to costs. We work to drive the revenue. You keep all the money. And then I spoke to his dad. Then I spoke to his lawyer. And within 2 or 3 hours, it was like, we'll take this fight. Everything's the same. The same deal for Golovkin that he was getting to fight Eubank. The same deal for Brook that Eubank was offered. And it just slotted over the next sort of 24 hours. It just slotted into place. And it was a mad situation. And then you've got Eubank slating me on Twitter saying, "Oh, it's all with Matrimony."
Yeah, let me just ask you, right? So I'm going to go to his Twitter now. Someone said, "Come on, my friend. This is Chris Eubank Senior. Give us some positive news regarding GGG and Junior." This was 3-4 days ago. His response was, "We are still waiting on Eddie Hearn. We have asked for talks today, still waiting for a response, and we are ready." This is the one that was a little bit confusing. So on the day, I think you announced the fight with Kell Brook, Chris Eubank Senior's tweeted Golovkin,
Junior, you mean?
No, Senior. And
this wasn't it, the day we announced. Oh, the morning we announced.
No, you announced in the evening, didn't you?
Yeah.
On the
Friday.
This was earlier on.
Yeah.
So he says to the Golovkin account, "You are scared of us. No response from Tom Loeffler or Matchroom Boxing. O2 or Vegas." And then that was the bit where it said, "Don't hide Coogan, you may have one."
Yeah.
So
basically, after he missed the deadline to sign the fight, he came on. I don't know. He never phoned me. I think he phoned my dad and said, "Oh, we need to talk. We need to work this out." My dad said, "No, Chris, you missed the deadline. We told you. We set the deadline in writing with all the terms to be signed." He then spoke to my old man, who said, "Chris, the deadline is 5 p.m. tomorrow or this afternoon, whenever it was. Do not miss that deadline, because the fight is not happening if you do." And then after that, that's when he started tweeting all that. So then he came on and said, I think he spoke to John, or my old man, and said, we need to talk about this. He said, "There's nothing to talk about. You know the terms. You've known the terms for so long. You had a chance to sign. We don't want to talk. We don't want to talk about all the things that you want that is not happening. We've wasted 3 or 4 weeks of my life doing this. And I'm not talking about who's going to commentate. I'm not talking about how you're going to double the ticket prices. I'm not talking about all the how you're going to decide the undercard and what the fighters get paid. No. We agree a budget and we work to that budget, just like we did for Frochgroves, for Joshua Mine, for every AJ fight, for every pay-per-view fight, for Quick Frampton, exactly the same. It's not. Unfortunately, he feels that he is much bigger than a Joshua. This is Chris Eubank Senior. He thinks his son is much bigger than Anthony Joshua.
He's actually said that.
100 times. And it's like, in what respect? TV figures? No. Box office figures, as in the arena? No. You know, digital hits? No. It's so difficult moving to sport. You know, and then it's like, this guy's got a commentator. Right? This is the commentator. I mean, he asked for a meeting with Sky, right, which I don't really entertain, but I thought, you know, I want to make this fight so badly. I'll take Eubank in to meet Barney Francis with me, and it was one you really should film. But then after then, it's like, no, I want this commentator. It's like, look, Sky made that decision. No, well, that's a deal breaker. Oh, fuck off then. You know, you don't. Fights are difficult enough.
What's this about O2 Vegas? What is that about?
He's talking about doing the fight himself, I guess. After he phoned my old man. This was like 2 days after the deadline. Said, you need to make this fight. No, you don't need to make this fight. He said, well, if you're not going to do this fight, I'll do this fight. And this is, you know, this is the level of delusion. So he will look to take it to his own broadcast. But you don't understand. People like Tom Loeffler are bright people. When the deadline passes and when they know how difficult this relationship is going to be in this process, they want out. You know, now they're in a situation, Tom Loeffler, he's got a fight with one of the pound-for-pound top fighters in the world in Kell Brook. He's going to run like that. You know, and that's... These people are fighters, not promoters. You know, I don't go up to Junior and tell him to make sure that he throws a left hook against Golovkin. And they shouldn't come to me and tell me how to dictate ticket prices. Simple as that. And it's my name, and my reputation, and my licence that's on the line in this show. You know, talk about security and all what comes. You know, if a problem happens with security, I want the best people dealing with that. I want the best undercard we can have. I don't want a relationship where he comes back and says, you want to spend 150 grand on the undercard. And then everyone says, Hearn, it's a shit undercard. It's my reputation. Ticket prices go out, they're twice as much as a Joshua fight, 80% higher. Hearn, you're a rip-off, Mike. What are you doing with these ticket prices? And then we do a Klitschko Fury, and we sell half the arena because they've tried to be too greedy. Not for me. Not for me. And at some point, you have to put down your feet and go, I'm not doing this. And after that deadline passed, and I went and made the Brook fight, I can't tell you how, you know, I spent 3 or 4 weeks literally, I was going to say pulling my hair out, but that's happening naturally. But just fucking miserable. Angry. Dealing with these people who do not realise the opportunity that is in front of them. Millions of pounds. The number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. 4 world championship belts. What more do you want me to do as a promoter than deliver everything that I said I was going to deliver for you and everything you asked me to deliver? And you want to fuck it up because you think you're clever.
Do you know on the phone with me the other day, I said, how do you respond to Chris Eubank Jr.? You said,
I've never had a conversation. I've had one conversation, I think, with Chris Eubank Jr. longer than "Hello, how are you, mate?" And that was at a show on January the 30th at the Copper Box, and he was there. And I said to him about the Nick Blackwell fight, and I said, I don't think you should have the Nick Blackwell fight. I think you should fight on the Quick Frampton card, and then you should fight April the 9th on the Joshua card, maybe even against Danny Jacobs, or maybe another fight. And they wanted to go their own route down the British title line, etc. Again, they didn't listen to me. Well, that worked out all right. We got back on track. You had a good win against Tom Doran. You asked me to make the Golovkin fight. I did all of that. I made you the Golovkin fight. You owned the financials of the show. 80-20 split. We agreed the Golovkin fight. You would have made millions and millions of pounds. But
Did
couldn't help yourself.
Did Chris Eubank Jr. know about the deadline?
Probably not. Probably not.
Did Chris Eubank Jr., or to your knowledge, know about the stuff you're talking about, ticket prices?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not.
So where does his say come into?
Doesn't.
That
He's
negotiation
controlled.
of that contract?
He's controlled. He's controlled by a father and a manager.
But have you dealt with a fighter in the last 5 years where the actual fighter you've had that much less contact with? Because you're very hands-on with all your fighters.
Only the fighters that I've had no contact, well, that sort of contact with are Chris Eubank Jr., Carl Frampton. This is the fighters that I've promoted, and you know.
But you didn't talk to Carl when you were promoting?
Not really. When you've got a manager like that, like Barry or like Chris Eubank, I'm not saying they're the same because they're different. Barry is more logical. They don't let you, they don't want you anywhere near. If I'm in a room here and you've got Chris Eubank Senior and Junior, and I go up to Junior, start talking to him, Senior will be straight over. All right, what's going on here? You know, that's what you're dealing with. The Junior is a very, very good fighter, and actually a really, really nice geezer. And I would think right now, probably saying, what the fuck is going on? He wanted that fight. It's not himself that's cost him